demonstrate for you the one color monomer liquid and polymer powder maintenance. So maintenance refers to anything after they are fresh set, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's just to make sure that the nail gets restructured properly. So as you can tell, this nail has grown out a little bit from the cuticle area. So she has about, it looks like 2 weeks growth. So we're going to do a maintenance. So she would come in, of course, with her design, her polish or whatever. And so we're going to remove the existing polish. So use your acetone to remove your polish remover, to remove any polish or any design that she has on. And then you're going to push back the eponychium to remove any grown-up tissue. If you need to, lightly remove it, gently remove it with your metal pusher, or if you have a curette or orange wood stick, just something to remove that dead skin. Once you've done that, you're going to use the 100, you can actually use the 100 side, the coarser side, on the product, not on the natural nail, on the new growth, but on the product, to thin down the back area where she's grown out. So our goal is now to blend in and flush the back area, so whenever we apply her new product, it will go over it and it won't be a bump. So if by any chance they have lifting or any spots that are cracked or damaged, this is the time that you would repair those. So just thin down that back area. Okay, so I did that with the 100 side. Now I'm going to go in with my fine side, the 180, and remove the shine from the natural nail, because that also still has to be done. But we use the coarser side to take down that old product. So now we're going to blend in. Now we're going to remove the shine off the natural nail. So if you're using a double file, you can just do this at the same time. Use your 180 to blend in that product, flip it over, and then use that, the 100 to blend in the product, and the 180 to remove the shine off the natural nail. So once you've done that and got it nice and removed, then you're going to clean it off with a manicure brush. I'm having to hold her finger on here, so y'all just bear with me. Clean it off with a manicure brush. So your goal is to not have any shine back here, and then you've got the nail prepped. So I'm actually going to remove a little more shine, because once I removed my dust, I realized I still had some, but I'm having to hold her. So that makes things a little more complicated. But just make sure that where that new product is going, it's nice and shine free. So that's better. So shine free here, thin product here. So now we're going to go back in once again with our dehydrator. On the natural nail. We don't need it on the product. We just need it on that back area that we're filling in. And then once that gets good and dry, it'll take just a second to dry. We're going to also go in with our primer just in that new growth area on that natural nail. Now, make sure not to use excess primer, because too much primer can cause it to lift. And you don't want to get primer on the skin because it can be corrosive. So you want to make sure that you just keep it on the natural nail plate. You don't want to get it on the skin and dry it out. So once you've done that, now we can get our liquid and our powder out. So we're going to use our sheer pink today to do her feel, a natural pink. So you're going to dip your liquid in you're brushing the liquid, brush away from you, and pick up your powder. So since she's a fill-in, she only needs a small bead, because she's only 2 weeks, so we don't need much restructuring. If it was more like a 4-week or longer, of course, you would need to build back up that apex to make sure that they've got their structure. But she didn't have much structure grown out. So once again, press it left to right as usual. And then once you get it pressed out, bring down that bottom end, because that's going to keep that nice little arch at the back area where we want to keep our apex on the nail plates. So 1 bead, that was it. So you fill it in and then let that dry. A lot of times with your 2-week, it'll just take 1 bead. 4-week might take 2. It just depends if they reshaped them, if they shortened them, all that plays a factor. But at this point, with her keeping her length and not having any lifting, she was able to just get that one bead fill, and when we shape over this, she'll have her structure back. So we're going to let that dry, and then we'll be back to shape. So once your product is dry for your fill-in, once you've gone through all 10 nails, normally you don't have to do any weighting, but once you can tap on it and it's dry, all you're going to do is, like you did with your full set, you're just going to go in, shape your perimeter, make sure it's where the client likes it, and then you're going to check the side, check your arch, and just run through with your 180 side. Normally you've already built your structure when you did her set, and she's only grown out 2 weeks. You don't really have to do much filing with the maintenance. If they've grown out farther, 3-4 weeks, a lot of times you will have to do more reshaping to get them back to the structure they once were, which is normally why that's called rebalance. So maintenance can be anything from a backfill to a complete rebalance. So this is our maintenance on 2 weeks. So this is going to be just a backfill or a fill-in. So when you lay your product smooth and pretty, you don't have to do much filing, especially by the cuticle area. Just contour around that cuticle area, and make sure when you come down, you curve it to keep that curve in the client's nail. And then you look down the center, look across the side. I feel like that looks pretty good. And once again, when you finish, you always want to buff over it to give them a nice smooth finish on their nails for their art or whatever. Even if they wear them clear, you still want them to be smooth and pretty. Okay, and when you get done with that, take your clean manicure brush, brush over the nails. Always brush straight down when you clean with your manicure brush, because that'll get all the dust out of the sidewalls and keep from pushing dust back up into the cuticle area when you're doing any cleaning. Okay, and so that is our one color monomer liquid and polymer powder maintenance. She's back to good.